Day, November 5th, 2025, and it is 10 a.m., and we're here to discuss and review and consider Pinecreek Edition Major Subdivision. I would entertain a motion to go into a public hearing.
I motion that we move into public hearing.
Second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Cowles?
Here.
Commissioner Zimmerman?
Here.
Commissioner Dose?
Yes.
Okay, we're in public hearing. Let me read a few of the rules for the public hearing. There's a signature sheet that's went around. No person shall be permitted to testify or speak before the hearing body at the public hearing unless such person has signed the signature sheet. No person shall be permitted to speak before the hearing body until that person has been recognized by the presiding officer. All public hearings shall be recorded electronically, and all people shall speak clearly and loudly to assure the testimony is recorded clearly and correctly. No person shall interrupt the speaker. Any speaker who has evidence of any kind shall submit to the staff and enter it into the record. People attending the public hearing shall engage in a respectful manner. Any action taken that disrupts the proceeding or endangers others may result in prompt removal. Once the chairman declares the hearing closed, no further evidence or testimony will be presented. Okay. We'll go ahead and get started. We'll have staff 20 minutes, and then we'll have the applicant have 20 minutes, and if needed, and there is no. These are the applicants here. Okay. All right. There is no other. Okay. I will swear in our planning and zoning staff. Do you swear to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we'll go ahead and start with the...
Dan Martinson, Planning Administrator. We are here in the matter of application for Lee and Nancy Johnson for the request for a Pinecreek Edition, a 4-lot major subdivision in the Natural Resource Zone. It's known as case number S-172-25. You've been given a packet of the staff report, maps, and application documents, and agency response letters, and the stuff that comes in the normal package. Hope you've had time to review those. I'll go through the staff report and talk about how we've got here under the course of proceedings. A pre-application meeting between the applicant and planning staff occurred on or about February of 2025. On May 16th, the complete subdivision application was submitted to the County Building Planning Department. This application is being processed under Shoshone County Code Title 10 and subdivision regulations. The Building and Planning Department issued a notice of public hearing on this application, case number 172-25, and was published in the Shoshone News Press on July 8th, 25, and on July 2nd, the notification of the adjacent property owners within 300 feet of the project site was completed via regular United States Postal Service, and a legal notice of hearing was posted upon the site. A public hearing was scheduled with the Shoshone County Planning and Zoning Commission on August 7th, 2025. And on August 7th, 2025, a public hearing was held, that's a repeat, of the Planning and Zoning Commission of Shoshone County. The administrator presented the application, found the application met all zoning requirements, and applicable agencies found no fault with the application. Lee Johnson, applicant, was in attendance and advised that the subdivision was compatible with the area and were keeping lots larger than the surrounding parcel. Added that the new approaches would be added and paved to standards. A member of the public cited concerns with unpermitted site disturbance around the levee on the applicant's property, which is located within the Superfund site. The applicant explained that the disturbed work and continual contact with ICP was required permitting when a home is built. The administrator also explained that site work was assessed approximately a year ago along the levee, but determined it was not considered a site disturbance violation and did not reach a level of needing a county site disturbance permit at this time. However, any further work must meet site disturbance requirements. Planning and Zoning also contacted ICP, who indicated communications with the applicant regarding work done under the ICP guidance. Planning and Zoning Commission had questions concerning determination of the extent of levee disturbance due to its hydraulic purpose and altering its behavior and site disturbance with ICP as conditions of approval. The administrator explained that the Planning Administrator Site Disturbance Coordinator initially reviews and determines level of disturbance at its location and its effect on the community. However, when the administrator deems the disturbance is beyond decision making, his decision, a design plan will be required due to the high risk nature of the and the significant amount of disturbance, demonstrating how the disturbance would not affect the levee. The administrator also explained and advised that site disturbance fell under both the county and ICP, which coordinates their permits to the extent possible. Commission members then deliberated, determining that the concerns with the site disturbance and ICP issues are addressed in the conditions of approval to comply and offered a motion to approve with no additional conditions. The motion was seconded and affirmed by unanimous vote, resulting in an order of recommendation for approval with conditions. Public meeting was scheduled before the Board of County Commissioners on November 5th, 25. The facts of this case are the applicants are Lee and Nancy Johnson of 1927 Pinecreek Road in Pinehurst. They are the owners as well. The proposal is requesting a subdivision to allow the creation of 4 lots in the natural resource zone. The area is located just south of Pinehurst, Idaho. The site is addressed as 1927 Pinecreek Road, and further described as a portion of the northwest quarter of Section 8, Township 48 North, Range 2 East of Shoshone County, Idaho. The parent parcel numbers are, there's multiple, 48 North 02E-08-3775, 3700, and 3760. Those are tax code area parcels, not parent parcels. The zoning in the area is natural resource zone, and the surrounding area is the same. Surrounding uses are a mix between rural and residential and recreation. Parent parcel total site is approximately 12 acres. The proposed subdivision will consist of 4 lots ranging in size from 1.3 acres up to 4.6 acres. Major subdivision ordinance requires that the proposed lots shall be equal to or greater than the minimum lot size of 7,700 square feet. The proposed lots meet that requirement. There are no structures on the site. Current use is rural, residential, recreational, and timberland. The topography is varied. The terrain consists of proposed site are typically rural forest on the 2 mountain sides. The site varies in topographic relief from 0 to 20%. Flat area in the bottom goes across the river and goes up the mountains. Site contains typical timber and native grasses and bushes. There are some riparian area because the Pine Creek runs through the eastern boundary. Comprehensive plan designates this area as the West Shoshone Corridor District. Historically, most of the development pressures are occurring in this area. Competition for residential and industrial and commercial land is very high in this district. The corridor has a long history of mixed land uses and higher densities. The comprehensive plan specifically promotes the continuation of mixed uses, however, warns of density and impact to the adjacent uses. The analysis there is it's 4 lots that are large acre lots. It's not going to increase density significantly. The proposed site is located within the local jurisdictional area of city impact, soon to be known as area of impact, for the city of Pinehurst. In comments dated June 12th of 25, Carla Ross with the city of Pinehurst indicated that they had no concerns or comments. The application stated under water and wastewater. The application states that the proposed lots are to be served by Pinehurst Water District. A will serve letter was received July 1st of 25, stating the Pinehurst Water District provides water service currently to 1927 Pine Creek Road and will also provide water service to three new lots, the proposed 3 new lots. Parent parcel is not located within a community sewer system. Parent parcel is not located of wastewater service, so it will be provided by private septic systems installed by future landowners. In an updated letter dated October 6th of 25, Ted Seifert of Panhandle Health outlined conditions, requirements, and recommendations along with applicable plat language for this project to be satisfied before the final plat Mylar is signed. It goes on to, there are approvable sites for each of the proposed properties, and one of them already has an existing system. So it is within the proposed subdivision is located within the operable 1 unit of the Bunker Hill Superfund site. Comments dated May 16th of 25 from Mary Renberger, the program manager of PhD's Institutional Controls Program, indicated that the project is subject to the rules and regulations, providing historic sampling information requirements. An IC permit is required for the development and or change of use of this property. Additionally, any contractor performing excavation, grading, infrastructure development, and or transportation of disposal and contaminants of the ICP administrator must be licensed by PhD. See conditions on that one. Access transportation, access to existing and proposed lots is currently provided by access directly off of Pinecreek Road, a public roadway maintained and serviced by Shoshone County Public Works Department. Existing and proposed future access to each parcel will be provided by individual common driveway or common driveway. There is limited access to the portion of the proposed lots 1 and 2 on the west side of Pinecreek. In comments dated June 10th of 25, Stephanie Featherstone with Shoshone County Public Works Department outlined approach permitting requirements and conditions for project, including design and paving of approaches onto Pinecreek Road according to the LTAC standards with the approach separation requirements. And again, that will be a condition of final approval. That was the only infrastructure item that will need to be installed prior to the signing of the plat. There's no other requirements. Shoshone Fire District 2 and the Ambulance Service District provides emergency services in this area. In comments dated June 13th of 25, Travis Costa, Deputy Fire Marshal, advised that the roads and driveways of each lot must meet all requirements set forth in the 2018 International Fire Code and Idaho ADAPA rules, driveway and fire access road comment requirements. Again, that'll be a condition of approval and a condition of future development. The proposed parcel is located within the regulatory floodplain as designated by the adopted FEMA firm maps. Firm panel 16079C 0488D. The subject property is within Zone AE floodway, and a 500-year floodplain designated areas. The proposed lots will be required to designate and identify that area as floodplain and delineate the floodplain extents. These designations affect all proposed lots. The applicant will be required to place a floodplain notice upon the face of the plat. Again, see conditions. Due to concerns of which arose to PZ Commission regarding the site disturbance along the Pinecreek Dike, the planning administrator contacted the Department of Water Resources and the Idaho Corps of Engineers. They indicated that given the specific nature of the work and the scope of the work being limited to above the ordinary high water mark, that they had no jurisdictional requirements for permits or any mitigation measures. Floodplain Development Permit FD 442-26 was issued as part of the project was issued for a small access trail cut along the side of the Pinecreek Dike above the ordinary high water mark. We also site disturbance permit SD 263-26 was issued as well as part of the project and was issued for the small access trail. Adhering to the required site disturbance code regulations, any additional or future site development will be required to meet the site disturbance code and further permitting along with ICP requirements. The proposed subdivision conforms to the design standards of the surrounding area, including those outlined in 10-3-1 of the Shoshone County Subdivision Code. As of the writing of this report, the planning department, of the original report to P&Z, we had received 3 public inquiries and 1 public comment was received with the record, and that's in your packet. We've received no further comments since the notification for this hearing. And the next section is applicable legal standards. It lists the different codes and stuff that apply to a subdivision, which is part of this staff report review. Staff analysis is the proposal creates potential for additional residential and recreational use lots in a property previously undeveloped and underutilized. The proposed lot size is typical to the surrounding area. Based on the review of the submitted application, discussions with the applicant, agency responses, and public comment, staff finds that all requirements for the application and procedures have been met. The next section is we put a recommended motion and then recommended conditions of approval. The recommended conditions of approval are subject to change, or you can add on additional ones. They're all pretty standard fare, following all other state and federal requirements. Any significant development changes must come back before the administrator and or the Board of Commissioners. 60-03 is the applicant shall meet the requirements of Panhandle Health District as specified in the letter October 6th. Goes on to a specific statement to be put on the plat. 604 is the subdivision shall meet the requirements of the institutional controls program. 605, the applicant shall meet the requirements of the Public Works Department. Prior to recordation of the final plat, the applicant must complete the requirements as mentioned in the letter above. Or post a performance bond for the work to be completed at another time. Bond amount and duration to be determined by Public Works. That's if they can't get it done this winter, they'd have to post the bond for it if they wanted to record the plat now versus later. The subdivision shall meet the requirements of the Shoshone County Fire District 2 and Ambulance Service District requirements. Any future driveway development will go through them. The applicant will meet the requirements of Pinehurst Water District for connections. We already have the will serve letter for that. Here's the one for floodplain, where they will note on the plat that this properties in this plat are subject to the floodplain requirements, and notation of the map panel it comes from. The subdivision shall meet the Shoshone County site disturbance regulations. All driveways, roads, trails shall maintain permanent stormwater and erosion control measures in perpetuity. An applicant project fees must be paid in full. Terms and conditions of this approval shall run with the land and remain valid upon change of ownership or until the approval expires. C-613. The applicant or future assigns having an interest in this subject shall fully comply with the conditions placed on this approval. This approval is based on the information presented in the project application, plans, and testimony provided as part of the request, and the approval is limited to that request. Applicant shall meet the requirements of the final subdivision plat requirement procedures as specified in Shoshone County Code 10-5-4. That's the signature process and the recording process. This approval shall expire 24 months from the date of signing of the order of decision unless an extension is applied for or granted by the Planning Commission. We've also included a section for draft conclusions of law. These are the basic conclusions that are required to be found by you as a board after hearing this testimony and hearing the case. We put it in there as a affirmative or not, and then if it does not meet the requirements, we have to have an explanation as to why. Otherwise, you need to make that finding as part of your decision. And then we put a draft motion in there. In that motion, you can decide to approve with the proposed conditions, deny for a specific reason, approved with additional conditions if you saw fit to add any additional conditions, or continued for further information.
Okay.
And with that, available for questions if you have any details you need me to go back over.
Okay. I noticed, I did notice that there was a letter against it early on. When was the site approval plan? When did that get? What date was that done?
Previous to the P&Z hearing, it was determined that it did not need a permit. After the hearing and the comment was raised that there was more work done out there since that when I first reviewed it. After that, I went back out and re-reviewed it.
Okay.
A small amount of additional work had been done, still didn't reach the levels of significant. So that's when we, between the PZ hearing in August to now, since August, we went and re-reviewed it and then put a plan together and put the permits together. We've got the site disturbance and the floodplain permits issued.
Okay. All right.
And those permits, again, included coordinating with ICP, Army Corps, and IDWR.
Mm-hmm. Does the board have any further questions or concerns that we need to ask?
No.
Okay, so does the applicant have anything that the applicant, does the applicant, you guys want to have anything to say?
No, not really, not unless you have any questions or anything.
Okay. Do we have any questions?
No.
None? Okay. All right. Are we ready to make a decision and move out of the public hearing?
Yes.
Okay. I'd entertain a motion.
I make a motion that we move out of public hearing.
I'll second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Cowles?
Here.
Commissioner Zimmerman?
Here.
Commissioner Dose?
Yes.
Okay, we're in deliberation. No other evidence can be brought forth or talked about, just between us. We have the draft finding conclusions of law that we need to go over and And we'll just go by one. Does the proposal conform with the goals and objectives contained in the comprehensive plan?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Codes and regulation. Does the proposal conform with the standards contained in Title 10 of the Subdivision Regulations of Shoshone County?
Yes.
Yes.
I believe so. Okay. Zoning. Is the proposal consistent with the purposes and intent of the existing zoning?
Yes.
I would
Yes.
agree. Okay. Surrounding use. The proposal is compatible with the existing use in the area?
Yes.
Okay. Impact on the public. Is the proposal not detrimental to the public health, safety, and well-being?
It is not.
Okay. All right. Okay. I will, if somebody wants to make a motion, or I can make the motion, we just do the draft, just spell out the draft motion and then what? Okay, I could do that. All motion based on the findings, facts, and conclusions of law set forth in the documents, the recommendation of the Shoshone County Planning and Zoning Commission, and any additional testimony received, the Shoshone County Board of Commissioners order that the application for subdivision case number S-172-25 Pinecreek Edition 4-lot major subdivision, a request by Lee and Nancy Johnson, be approved with conditions, proposed conditions.
I'll
Second.
second. Oh, go ahead.
No?
I'll second that.
Okay. All in favor? Aye. Okay.